Well, this is what I came up on here. This is where I was going to fish today. I think I still will, but there are carp spawning all over the place along this bank here. See them? We'll get a little closer look. There's some right there. There's a couple right next to me. Big mama and a bunch of little men chasing her around. Yeah, this whole shoreline's just full of spawning carp. We're even going up into this tiny little creek here. There's 3 of them in this tiny little creek. There's Big Mama right there. I'd like to catch that fish someday. That looks like to be about a 15-pound fish. Big mama fish and a bunch of little males chasing her around. We had heavy rain last night and the water was up high, and now there's a bunch of fish that have swam back in here in this little culvert and are basically stuck. Mostly small fish. That looks like a pretty big fish there. I bet that's a 10-pound fish. They aren't getting out of here unless we get some more rain, or they swim upstream somewhere. Anyway, I'm hoping there's some carp around here that aren't spawning yet. The only way to find out is to throw out some baits. So let's get started with the bait. Alright, starting off with some old-fashioned oats and some sweet feed pellets. And let's see, what do I feel like today? How about just some basic stuff? Start with a can of cream corn. In with the cream corn. And I think I'm just going to go with some sweet. Got some expired apple juice here. I've been using this a few times this spring. I like it. Makes it really sweet. We'll just put it all in. Really sweet, appley, corny scent. That's going to be it. Alright, let that marinate while I get my rods set up. Water's way up since last time I was here. We had heavy rains yesterday afternoon and last night. I think this is just up, just to last night. There used to be a big beach here that went out probably 20 feet, but so I'm guessing the water's up at least a couple of feet. Got these European style bank sticks this year. Nice for this because they're made out of aluminum and they won't rust from being in the water like this. If I did this with my other rod holders, they'd make them rust real fast if you let them sit in the water like this. Hook baits today are going to be spicy sriracha boiled feed corn and banana soaked tiger nuts. I like the tiger nuts at this place because there's lots of bullheads, and any hook bait like a boilie or sweet corn, anything that's soft, just gets picked right off of the hair by the bullheads. And these are nice and hard. They're not coming off of that hair. And by hard, I'm talking about, they're probably about, if you've never used tiger nuts, when they're boiled and prepared like this, they're probably about the consistency of a nut, like an almond, you know. So I'm doing 2 with tiger nuts and 1 with feed corn. So here it is, cream corn, apple juice, oats, and the tiger nuts on the hair rig. This is a bolt rig. Now I'm gonna cast these baits out pretty far, just to kind of get out a little farther. It seems like most of the spawning fish are probably going to be close here to the shoreline. I'm seeing fins coming out of the water even, you know, 30-40 feet off the bank here. So I'm gonna get these out there probably, I don't know, 50 yards or so. That's kind of where I wanted to, that's where I would have cast it anyway, even if there wasn't spawning happening today. Got overhanging trees here. Got to kind of do a sidearm cast to go out this way. Bam. Super shallow there. Probably 2 feet deep right there. 40 yards out. Got a little bit deeper there, maybe 3 feet. I just saw quite a large fish go up this creek. Like, not one of those small ones. I think it's a big female trying to get away from the males. Yeah, that's a big fish right there. Yeah. That's probably a 12-pound fish, my guess. Going back in the lake? Probably should. You can't go much farther. Yeah, you got rid of those boys, didn't you? He's gonna hide right there. Bye-bye. So I've read in Europe, in places, carp fishing is prohibited during the spawn, and that's not the case here. These fish literally have hardly any pressure on them at all. They have no problem at all maintaining their populations here. But the thing is, I just still don't really understand the reasoning behind why fishing during spawn is prohibited. I can understand why fishing during spawn for some other species is prohibited in places or frowned upon, because different species, you know, like bass or catfish, will like guard a nest. They'll lay their eggs in a crevice or a hole or something, and either the male or the female will guard that nest until the eggs, you know, finish their process. And so if you're fishing and you pull that fish off the nest, then, you know, other animals can come in and eat up those fish eggs, and, you know, that's bad for the fish population. But carp are not like that at all. They don't do any nesting. They just kind of throw their eggs out willy-nilly. There's no guarding of eggs or anything. They just kind of just fling them out everywhere. So I'm not sure how fishing for a carp or catching a carp that's spawning would have any negative impact on the population of the brood of fish. But I'd be interested to hear what the reasoning is for those no fishing during spawn rules in some places. If you know about it, feel free to share it in the comment.